Evelyn had always been a woman of faith. Every Sunday, she sat in front of church, her eyes fixed on Pastor Samuel as he preached the word. Evelyn had always taken his words passionately because he seemed to be a man of faith. He was her father in the Lord, and she respected him. She loved him as she would love her father, and she hid nothing away from him. One day, she met Benjamin, a tall and handsome man, and it didn't take her up to a month to fall in love with him. She was tired of being single and thanked God for finally giving her someone. "Have you prayed about it, Sister Evelyn?" her pastor asked her. "I have. Besides, God knows that I've served him for so long, for him not to give me a bad man. So yes, Pastor, I prayed," she replied, almost irritated. Benjamin, on the other hand, was a poor man who was working long hours as a mechanic in the neighborhood garage. His clothes were worn, his shoes scuffed, but his eyes held lots of warmth that made Evelyn fall deeply in love with him. One day, she visited Pastor Samuel and told him how her time with Benjamin had been, and after they prayed about it, Pastor Samuel confirmed that he wasn't the one for her. But she refused to listen. She loved him, and she felt convinced that he was the one, because she told God that the next man that would come into her life would be the man for her. So, she felt convinced, and for the first time, she doubted her spiritual father. "This explains why you're not married," she murmured to herself, and after some time, she left. She talked to her best friend Sarah about it, and after Sarah advised her to listen to Pastor Samuel, she snapped at her best friend and left her house. She began to spend more time with Benjamin than anyone else. Her heart wanted to believe that his poverty was a temporary condition, that he would rise above it, especially with the help of her. She began to give him everything: a better job, a new wardrobe, lavish gifts, and even some huge amounts of money to start his own business. She was convinced that in doing this, she was not only giving him the means to improve his life, but also improving her love. And as time passed, Sarah confronted her about it, but she brushed off her concerns and told her, "Love does not despise. He loves me, and that's all that matters to me now," she said as she walked out. She gave Benjamin everything, and he never stopped accepting it. She kept showing him love because he was thankful and he was a sweet talker. He always told her he would surprise her one day, and she would blush after hearing that. One morning, Evelyn woke up to find that Benjamin had disappeared, leaving behind only a note which she read. "I'm sorry I had to go. I never asked for your help, but I accepted it because I needed it. So thanks anyways. I hope you find someone worthy of your love." Evelyn read the letter over and over again as tears gushed down her eyes. It wasn't just his abandonment that hurt. It was the realization that she had been foolish. She had given him everything: her wealth, her time, her devotion, and in return, she was left broken, alone and penniless. The money she had so generously given had gone, squandered on his dreams and desires. The life she had known now seemed a distant memory. Pastor Samuel came to visit her the next day. He met her crying profusely. "I am so sorry I didn't listen to you. You were right all along. I just thought love was enough. She cried as Pastor Samuel sat beside her, offering no judgment, only compassion. It's okay, dear. It's not too late to rebuild. But sometimes you just got to understand that some actions just can't be taken by emotions, but by God's will. He said to her, and she understood every statement. She thanked him later for dropping by and promised herself that she would start all over, because she had lost her wealth, her joy, and her happiness. But she didn't give up. As for Benjamin, he had vanished from her life, leaving behind only echo of promises unkept and a love that had been fleeting.